Okay, cool. So as I mentioned previously, this is going to be a very much a stretch and release class as opposed to a more cardio focused class. If I could just ask that you all put yourselves on mute, please, unless you need to tell me something. Okay, all right. Perfect, thank you. Okay, so as I say, it's going to be a very much a stretch and release class. The purpose of this is just to sort of ground your energies. Today, I know that a lot of us are sitting behind a computer all the time, so we're just going to get ourselves into our hip flexors today. So we're going to be stretching a lot around the hips, and we're going to be doing a little bit around the back as well, shoulders. And if at any point that you feel or experience some discomfort or pain, I just ask that you move out of the position that you're sort of feeling, and we can modify that. Some things might be a little bit technical. So if you should not be experiencing anything like lower back pain or any kind of bad pain, if that makes sense. So if it's a good stretch pain, that's fine. But if it's a bad pain, I'll just ask that you move out of the position that you're in into a place of comfort. Okay, so let's get started with our roll down, as we always do. So if I could just ask that you put your feet fist distance apart on your mat. And we're going to take a deep breath in and lift up our arms overhead. Okay, so let's breathe in. Circle your arms around, put your chin to your chest, and roll down. Okay, for those of you that just need to know what it looks like from the side, you can bend a bit into your knees here. So we're going to do a bend and stretch on our knees. So we're going to bend our knees and then stretch, bend and stretch. Just let your head hang here. Bend and stretch. Let's do a couple more. If you can't straighten your legs, that's absolutely fine, just as much as you can do. Bend and stretch. And last one, bend and stretch. Okay, if I can ask that you just walk forward and then get onto your mat, just with your feet flat on your mat. We're going to do some cat stretches. Okay, so your arms or your hands should be in line with your shoulders. And what we do with the cat stretch is we arch our back. This is the only time you can arch your back in Pilates. And then we move across into pulling your shoulders up away from each other. And then we come back into the stretch. So let's go. We breathe in on our arching our back. So eye line forward and exhale as you come up. Pull those shoulders apart and then engage your core. Pull your tummy up to your ribs and breathe in. And exhale. Breathe in as you arch your back and exhale. Let's do 3 more. Breathe in and exhale. Exhale and 1 more. And exhale. Very, very good. Okay, nice. Right, so what I'd like you to do now is just to move forward a little bit onto your mat. Your hands are still under your shoulders, okay? Let's just put one foot, both of your feet back, okay? Like as if you're going into a plank position. And then take your left foot and stretch it forward in between your hands. Okay, so your left foot should be now in between your hands on the mat. Your right foot can now go down onto your knee. Right, so we're going to stretch here. So this is getting into your hip flexor here. You can lift yourself up in this position as well. Just with your hands by your sides. And just really kind of stretch into it as you're breathing. You can push it a little bit further if you can. Right, and then you're going to press back onto your knee. And we're going to straighten your left leg and flex your foot. We're going to feel a nice stretch there in our hamstring. Okay, and then let's go forward again into our stretch on our hip. And back, stretching that hamstring. Try to keep your back straight, not to kind of be curving your back. And forward, let's just do 3 more here. And back and flex your foot. And forward. And flex. And forward. All right, very, very good. Okay, so actually, I mean, if we could do one more back, if possible, please. And then I'd just like you to walk your hands across to your left-hand side. Okay, you're going to feel that's going to give you a little bit of a deeper stretch on your hamstring. Let's just stay here and breathe for a second. Remember to keep that foot flexed. And then walk it back to the front. Very good. Okay, so now we're going to put our toes back up onto the mat. And we're going to stretch both of our legs out straight. Okay. And then we're going to come back down into the lunge. So stretch that out straight, your back leg. Try and put your heel onto the mat if you can. If you can't, no problem. Just as far as you can go. And back into that lunge. You can try and float your knee off of the mat here if you like. So instead of putting it all the way down, you can just try and float that knee. And back into our stretch. As you go, you can try and push a little bit further because we're warming up nicely now. And back, let's just do 2 more here. Really getting into those hips. And stretch. Okay, right, so in this position here, I'd like you to walk your hands over to the front. Okay, so keep your legs wide apart, facing frontwards. And here, I'd like you just to breathe and to drop your head, okay, and stretch as far as you can down. So the objective or the aim here is to get your forearms onto the floor. But as I say, just as much as you can do. And breathe. As you exhale, try and push a little bit further down. Let's do one more breath. Okay, excellent. Right, now we're going to walk across to the opposite side and we're going to do our right leg. So we start this process all over again on our right side. So let's lunge into our hip here. As I say, you can pull yourself up straight with your hands next to your sides. And then back onto your knee and flex your foot. Okay, and then again, come forward. I'm hearing lots of clicks in my knee as I do that. And back. Flex your foot. Remember to try keep your back straight. And forward. Really stretch into your hip. And back. Okay, let's just do 2 more. And back. And stretch forward. You might find that one side sort of feels easier than the other. It's completely natural. Okay, and then in this position here, we're going to walk our hands to the side as well, just to give us that extra little bit of a stretch into that hamstring. Okay, breathe here. And exhale. And come back to the front. Right, so now we're going to straighten our leg. And we're going to come back down into our lunge again. You can float that knee, it doesn't have to come all the way back down. Try push a little bit further forward. And exhale as you're coming up. Try and put your back leg's heel onto the mat if you can. If not, as I say, just what you can do. And up. And into your lunge. Eye line forward. And then up again. Okay, let's do 2 more. And up we go. I'm not sure if we did 2 here, but let's just do another one. Okay, there we are. Right, now walk forward to the front. And we're going to do the same thing that we did previously. So we'll try and keep your legs wide apart. Your toes are facing the front. And let's just try and breathe here and stretch as much as possible to try and get your forearms onto the mat. Release your head, neck, and shoulders. So just try and hang here. You'll definitely feel an inner thigh stretch here as well as you're going down. Try and touch those forearms to the mat. You can put your weight a little bit more into your toes, so away from your heels, just to try and put it down. And breathe. And exhale. Okay, very good. Okay. Now we're just going to move across to the one side. Your opposite foot, so if you're on your right, your opposite foot is pointing out to the left. Your right foot is pointing out to the front, and we're just going to walk across and change sides. Okay, this is a great inner thigh stretch. Okay. And walk across. Point that toe on the opposite side. Remember to keep your knee facing frontwards on the bent side. Let's just do 3 more of these. All right. And last one. Okay, very good. Excellent. All right, so let's come back to the center and let's do a, sorry, these socks are bothering me. All right, so now let's come down as we did, all right, and we're going to do a roll up. So let's go like this. Roll up with your vertebra one at a time, just with your arms stretched out like this, okay? And we're going to point our feet out slightly to the sides. Right, okay, so when we come down, we're going to lift our arms up, and then when we come up, we're going to engage our glutes, so just engage the glutes and the arms out to a T. Right, so we come. Exhale to the side, breathe in, and exhale, breathe in, let's do 7 more, okay, and 5 more, 4 more, 3, and try to get a little bit lower if you want to, 2, and 1. Okay, as we come down, let's come down, our arms up, let's pulse here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And come up. Very good. Excellent. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we'll do there's going to be a slight back bend here that we'll do. If you feel uncomfortable doing the back bend, I'll show you a slight modification. Okay, so the way it's going to look, you still have your feet out. You can maybe bring it in slightly. Okay. On your first side, you're going to run your hand down your leg, and you're going to stretch across and look up to the ceiling. If that is uncomfortable, look down. Okay, so if your neck doesn't enjoy looking up to the ceiling, that's fine. Okay, and then you're going to come across and you're going to move your other foot to the side, and we're going to come into a warrior pose. Okay, so this should be like quite a fluid motion. All right, so we're going to come back across and into our back bend, and then into your warrior pose. You can just look over your fingers on the side that your knee is bent, and back. Don't forget to breathe, and into your warrior pose. Let's do 2 more. And here we go. And across. Very good. Excellent. Okay. So now we're going to change sides. So your opposite foot now is facing out, and your right foot now is, or if you've gone with the right, is facing frontwards. Let's do our back bend, looking up at the ceiling. And then into your warrior pose. Just be aware that your knee is not sort of over your toes. Want to avoid any knee injury there. Okay, and into a back bend. And then into warrior. And back, breathe. And back, just do two more. And back. All right, well done. That's excellent. Okay, so now let's come back to our center, okay? And we're going to we're going to hinge at our hips. So what this is going to look like from the side, okay, what's important to know here is that you're engaging your core, okay, and we're hinging forward at our hips. So fist distance apart with your feet. And as you come forward, keep your back straight. Don't arch or curve your back. Keep it straight. You're flexing at your hips, okay, and then just keep your arms at your sides like this. And we're going to do this a couple of times just to get used to the motion. Try put your weight forward into your toes. Okay, and then we're just going to come back up and engage those glutes as you come up and down. Try to keep that straight back and up. And you're coming down. You'll feel that stretch in your hamstring. And up. Let's just go for 3 more here. And 2. And last one. Very controlled. Okay, so I'm going to face the front because I'm going to run out of space here. But what we'll do is we'll do the same thing again. So we're going to hinge forward, all right? And we're going to open our hands out to a T position. And then we're going to thumbs up, right? And then you're going to bring your arms forward. Okay. And then back to the side. Arms forward, stretching those fingers out to the front and then back to the side. Arms forward and to the side. And then bring your arms to the front and then just collapse it down. Okay, you can bend into your knees a little bit here. And then you're going to roll up one vertebra at a time. And as you get to the top, you're going to come up onto your toes. If you can, that balance is quite tricky after doing all of that. Okay, so as much as you can do there. All right, okay, excellent. Now let's come down onto our mats. Okay, just do a time check. We are halfway, so just grab some water if you'd like. And we'll get started with some abdominals. Okay, so sit on your mat. your feet, again, fist distance apart. And what you're going to do is this is going to be a very controlled movement. Again, we're going to peel down and up. So sit with your back up straight, your arms out front, and you're going to peel down, as I say, pelvis, push your pelvis forward and engage your stomach muscles as you go. And keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. As you come down, put your hands up above your head. Right. And then we're going to come up again. So arms up, chin to chest, and come up to this position. Okay, we can probably speed this up a little bit. All right, so let's peel down. And then arms up ahead. And come up, chin to chest, and peel your back up one vertebra at a time, up to your straight back. Let's go for 5 more. Really engage that core. Arms up. Lift up arms. And up 4. Arms up ahead. And up. 3 more. Let's go down. Remember, when you do your chin to chest, you're lifting up your chest and you're guiding with your chest instead of your neck. And breathe all the way through. Last one. Up ahead and all right, there we go. Very good. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is to have okay, we're on our mat now. Cool, cool. Okay, so then I'd like you to bend down one more time. So roll down one more time, and we're going to stop with your shoulders just off the mat, okay? And we're going to tabletop our legs, right? And we're going to do one foot out straight, point your toe, bring back to tabletop. And other foot out straight, back. Let's go for 10. 9. Keep your shoulders off your mat. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Back to center. Put your head down and you can rest your feet on the mat. Okay, let's go again. This time we're going to go with both legs. Right, so come up, chest off the mat, tabletop your legs, and out and in. Breathe here. Out and in. Out and bring them back to tabletop. Let's go for 7 more. 6. Make sure your back is flat on the mat. 3. Breathe. 2. And 1. There we go. Put your head down on the mat, put your feet down on the mat. Very good work. Okay, now we're going to do some cycling. So again, we're going to be lifting up and then we're going to crisscross our legs and we'll have our opposite elbow to the leg. Right, so Let's rest our head in our hands. We're going to lift up again with your chest, tabletop your legs, and you're going to cycle. Okay, so let's just go slowly at first, just to get used to the movement. Breathe. And a bit quicker. Okay, let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center. Don't go down yet. Arms out front. And we pulse. Lots of breathing. Okay, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Okay, stretch out your legs. Stretch out your arms. Just to counterbalance the abdominal work. Okay, great work. All right, so now I'd like us to move on to our side. So we're going to go like this. You can start on whichever side that you like, okay? And you put your one foot on top of your other foot. Make sure that you're in a straight line, okay? And we're going to put your hand out in front, and we're going to come up into a side plank, okay? The idea is that this does not hurt your neck. You can look down if you like, and if you want it to be a little bit more challenging, you can put your hand onto your leg and not support using your hand. Okay, so there's going to be some shoulder work here, definitely. All right, so what I'd like us to do here is to do 10 on each side, and then we're going to move that into a back bend. So try and move forward on your mat. Okay, so let's get started. 10, and down. 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep your feet together. If you want it to be a little bit easier, you can put your foot forward like that and lift to the side. That's fine. 4, I think. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Okay, so now I'd like you to take your foot. So point the foot that's at the bottom, point it towards the side of the mat, and we're going to lift into a back bend. Okay, and then we're going to come back down. Yes, this is nice. Okay, let's go for 5. And back down. You may feel in your shoulder here as well. Your shoulder is definitely supporting you. Okay, and last one. Stretch back and down. Very good. Okay, so let's just put our foot forward here and let's just stretch it out, twist. Okay, let's just breathe here and exhale. Right, and come back to the front. Okay, let's switch over to our opposite side. Okay, your feet again on top of each other, modification, 1 foot in front, helping you to come up. So let's go. 10 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway, 6, you can do it, 7, try to keep that shoulder out of your ear, 8, breathe, 9, and 10. Very good. Come forward on your mat, 1 foot back, point your opposite foot, and we're going to go into a back bend. And come down. Let's do 4 more of these. Back bend, and down. And down. 2 more. Last one. And down. Very good. Foot in front, come up, twist back, just to counterbalance. Okay, breathe. And slowly come back to the front. Okay, so let's just lie down on our mats here. We've been doing a lot of work on our hips. So let's put our legs up straight and our hands on the mat. And let's just try and bring it a little bit across to the side and back to center. Try not to move anything other than your legs. Okay, you might lift slightly off the mat. Okay, I'll do it from, have to move a little bit. Okay, but you're just moving across as far as is comfortable. Back to center and across. Back to center. Use your obliques to pull your legs back. Breathe. Back to center. One more. Okay. Hug your knees to your chest and rock from side to side. Okay. Great work, everyone. We're nearly there. Okay. Grab hold of your thighs and pull yourself up. Okay. And let's go into one of our last exercises. Okay. So we're going to go into a plank here. All right. So again, shoulders, make sure your shoulders are above your hands. Okay. And your feet are about shoulder width apart as well. Okay, so we're going to plank here. We're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then push back into a downward dog position. Most important thing about downward dog is that your back is flat. Don't worry as much about your heels touching the mat. Just make sure that your back is flat. And again, we come forward and back into downward dog. And forward, breathe, and back. Let's do 3 more. Two more. Last one. And back. Very good. Right, put your knees down onto the mat and let's go into a rest position. Okay, so just let go of everything here and just rest. Put your arms out straight in the front. Take a few deep breaths. Okay, right, this is going to be our last one and then we will cool down. Okay, I hope you're all doing okay out there. So now we're going to come back up into our plank position here. We're going to put one knee flat on the mat and we're going to do some glutes exercises here. So we're going to lift our one leg up straight and then we're going to move it across to the opposite side. Okay, bring it back to the center and then try and bring it out to the side next to us. And then back to center and down. Okay, let's go. Stretch, move across to the side, back to center, and try and bring it next to you as much as you can. And back and down. Okay, let's go for 5. Center and down. You can do it. I know this is tough. Look back at that leg as you rotate across and straight out and back and down. Okay, up, straight to the side. You'll feel that your side body is working as you pull that forward. Let's just go for 2 more. Up, to the side, and back and down. Last one on this side. Up, across, back to center, side, back up and down. Excellent. I'm going to change over to the side because I have a wall next to me. And let's do our opposite leg. Okay, so let's go. Up, to the side, point that toe, look at it. Back up, out to the side, back up, and put your knee down. Right, stretch that leg back, engage your glutes, stretch out to the opposite side, back up, to the side, and up. Good, let's go 5. Last one, you can do it. Stretch out to the side, and back, and down. 4 more. Breathe. To the side, back up and down. 3 more. Back up, point it out to the side, and down. 2 more. Back up to the side, look at your toe. Point and down. Last one. Move across, back up, to the side, back up, and put your knee down. And back into rest position. And breathe here. Deep breaths. Okay. Well done. Roll up. Okay. We'll do just a counterbalance on your glutes and your back. Put your hands at your sides. Point your toes out. Lie flat on your mat, on your tummy. And stretch up as far as you can. Here. Remember to keep your shoulders out of your ears. And your pelvis, you can kind of push forward. It counterbalances that lower back. If you can only come to here, that's absolutely fine as well if you struggle with your lower back. But if you can, come up a little bit higher. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Okay, come back up. Stretch back into a raised position. Let's put our feet onto our mat, and we're going to do a roll up as we end, but we'll do a downward dog just before we do that. So jump into your downward dog, just to give that last stretch there. Okay, and walk your hands to your feet. Okay, and hang your head and your shoulders. Take a deep breath and exhale, and slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. Last thing to come up is your head, and just give your shoulders a bit of a roll. They did some great work today. Okay, and let's take a deep breath to finish off. For a few deep breaths. Let's go. And exhale. Exhale. Last one. Hold it. And breathe it all out. Thank you very much, everyone. It was a great class. I really enjoyed that.